Hi guys, so here's the fact. Everybody at some point in their lives have felt sad, unhappy, confused, somewhat depressed, somehow depressed. I know this for a fact because I felt it firsthand. In this video, I'm going to tell you about my experience and things you need to do to make you feel better when you find yourself in this position. If you want to learn more about this, then you definitely do want to keep on watching this video to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share to people around you. You don't know, somebody might be in need of this and you might just save a life. There's been an increased rate of suicide in the world. This video is going to help you feel better, and it's going to let you know that it's totally okay to be sad or have these feelings because you're human. So right now, what I want you to do is to pick a glass of wine and join me in this video as we discuss this. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. So initially, I was avoiding talking about this topic because it's a very sensitive one. A lot of people don't talk about it, and that's why many people don't understand that this is totally normal. This happens and it's fine. Nothing is wrong with you if you're feeling this way. But human, we feel things. That's how life is. So I initially didn't want to talk about this, but especially with Nigerians would say, why you shalaye FC. But I'm going to talk about it either ways. I realized that it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of topics that have to do with mental health awareness. So I'm going to talk about this.
So what are you going to do about it?
We're reporting it.
Are you going to arrest me? Are you going to give me a ticket?
So growing up for me, I never had any mental health issues. I grew up in a good family. Everything was fine. Nothing that affected my mental health. Mental health issues was just very strange to me. It was something that I probably just heard in the news or something that I saw on social media. And for me, then I could never have mental health issues. I just never thought that I would ever have mental health issues. To me, it was just like something so strange. I would rather jump off a cliff wearing heels than think or admit that I would ever have mental health issues. But I think the first time when I experienced something related to this was after my NYC. Immediately I concluded NYC, and this feeling came because I was uncertain of the next step I was going to take in life. Many people saw me then and thought I had it all figured out, but I just finished my NYC. I wasn't sure that where I was working I was going to be retained, for one. Secondly, I wasn't sure that what I deserved to be paid or what I thought I deserved to be paid would be paid to me. Thirdly, I knew that I had moved into my own apartment and the rent was knocking on the door and I would have to pay rent for the next year soon, and I didn't know if I would be able to afford it. Another thing was I didn't know what career path exactly I wanted to go into. I studied law in school, but I knew that I didn't want to practice law, and I was confused on what I wanted to do. So a lot of people have been in these situations. I'm sure you can relate. You've been at a point in your life where you're uncertain of what you want to do with your life, or you're uncertain of the next step you're going to take in life, and it makes you sad, it makes you unhappy, it makes you feel somewhat depressed. I'm here to tell you that it's totally normal. I felt it, and people feel it. Some people can't handle it. Some people feel like when you're confused, they feel like they're a failure, but you're not a failure. You don't have to have everything all figured out. Many people you see on social media that are carrying expensive shit, driving expensive shit, they don't have it all figured out. Trust me, a lot of them are in situations where they can't even get out of. A lot of people are going through stuff. Forget what you see on social media. I'm on social media, and I know that most of the things that people put out there are fake, right? You're putting up an act, you're trying to look good on social media, you want to be more popular, but a lot of them are crying indoors behind the closed doors. So don't feel bad if you see someone and you want to be like that person. Take the lesson from it. Yes, be motivated to want to do better, but don't let it get to you, because trust me, whatever position you're in, you're doing good all by yourself. You're doing fine. This is where you're meant to be at this point in your life, and you need to know that it is a gradual process. No matter what situation you're facing, don't let anybody tell you that maybe it's your great grandfather that did something, that's why your family members are some kind of way. Everything happens for each person at the right time. Don't compare yourself to anybody, because you're good the way you are. God has created you the way you are. The only time you would be afraid, and I keep telling people around me, the only time you'll be afraid of the future is if you don't trust God, if you don't trust the person that you serve, the person that created you, that he's got you, and he has always come through for you, and he will always come through for you. I'm not trying to go spiritual here. So you need to know that it's totally fine to feel sad for a moment. If it's a day, if it's 2 days, if it's 3 days, if it's a month, it's totally fine to feel sad and unhappy and uncertain, as long as you don't let it weigh you down. You need to snap out of it after a while. It's totally fine to take your time. If you want to cry, if you've been heartbroken over something, could be relationship, could be your job, and you want to cry, it's totally fine to cry, right? You don't need to feel bad or feel weak. You're human. It's part of the emotions you gotta feel as a human being. So express yourself, but snap out of it, get over it, and move on from it. Learn your lesson from it. Take a lesson from it. You will never progress if you just keep crying and feeling sad. You need to move from it. You need to learn the lesson from it. You need to come up with a plan on how to be better. If you want to achieve something, if you want to probably buy a car before the end of the year and you don't have anything saved now, you don't need to keep thinking about it. What you need to do is, if you think about it for a moment, you're sad, which is fine. You can talk to a friend about it, feel better, and move on. So it's totally normal, guys. The next time something happened to me similar to this was a couple of months ago. Within the past 2 months, it's been happening to me like every maybe 2 weeks or every month, at least once. I feel some kind of way, I feel down, but I know that it's totally normal to feel that way. A lot of things have been happening in my life, and I feel like I don't have everything figured out, but I also know that it's okay to not have everything figured out. I don't know who created the standard that if you're not married at 30, then something is wrong with you, because nothing is wrong with you. Everything happens at its own time. People need to stop putting pressure on other people. Some people just talk. You just see someone and you say, oh, how old are you? Why are you not married? Oh, you're 30 and you're not married. What's going on? Are you okay? Is something wrong with you? Like, people need to watch what they say, because you don't know what anybody is going through, right? The person you're talking to, whatever you say to that person might just trigger that person to commit suicide. So people need to be careful of whatever it is that they're saying. And you need to know that even if you've not achieved or built a house in your village, or built a house or bought a house at 40, it doesn't mean that you're never going to achieve it. If you're failing at something, at different businesses that you've tried, it doesn't mean that you're never going to make it in life. Let me tell you something for a fact. Billionaires don't make it in a day. Billionaires keep trying, they keep taking risks. Sometimes their investments go bad. It doesn't stop them. What makes them different or what makes them stand out is their consistency and the hard work that they put into it. It doesn't stop them from investing in other things and eventually making their money. So you need to take risks. You need to know that you are not a failure. Because you haven't made it now doesn't mean you're not going to make it. You will definitely make it. But everybody has their own time. That's what you need to know. You need to know that everybody has their own time. And this video is not going to be long. I'm trying to make it as short as possible. So I'm going to go into things that you can do to make yourself feel better if you find yourself in this situation. The first thing I'm going to say that you can do when you're in this situation is take a notebook or a journal. Write out all the things that are going good in your life. Look at the past 1 year of your life or the past 2 years of your life. Look at the things that you probably asked for. You probably thought you wanted to have 2 years ago, and compare it to what you have now, you will see that most of the things that you had on your list back then, or you really wanted to have then, you have some of them now. So this is to tell you that everything takes time, and I'm sure that time 2 years ago you were beating yourself up because you thought you couldn't achieve it. But look at you 2 years after, you've achieved some of those things. Everything takes its time, everything has its time. When I was finishing from uni, I recall there was a conversation I had with my friends then, and I was telling myself, oh, I want to have an iPhone, I want to use an iPhone, I need an iPhone once I graduate. That's what I want. That was foolish me. That was all that was on my mind at that point. But right now, I've used how many iPhones? I'm not trying to brag or be proud, but I'm trying to let you know that everything takes time. Do you understand? Now an iPhone is no longer priority in my life. There are other things that I want to do with my life that are priority, and those are the things that have been bothering me. But one thing that I keep reminding myself is, yes, I might not have achieved as so many people at this age, but I'm doing okay for myself. I'm doing fine as long as I'm working hard and I'm trying to be better and I'm working at it. So that's what you need to know. Don't beat yourself up. If you've made mistakes in the past, forgive yourself for those mistakes you've made in your past. There was a time in my life, sometime last year, where I was down because a lot of things were happening in my life. But you need to pick yourself up and move on. Right? So like I was saying, pick a book, write all those things that you're grateful for, the things that you have achieved, and keep going back whenever you feel sad. Go back to this journal, read through these things, and be happy for yourself. You need to pat yourself on the back, because whatever it is, no matter how little, whatever it is that you've achieved, you did it. You did it. Nobody did it for you. You did it. By the grace of God, you did it. So give yourself that credit. That's one thing you need to do. Give yourself that credit and stop beating yourself up. Secondly, another thing you need to do is to learn to train your thoughts. A couple of weeks ago, I was very sad to the extent that I couldn't sleep. I had to call my best friend to discuss with her and tell her how I was feeling. And she tried her best to make me feel better. She told me, you're doing very good for yourself. You're doing very well for yourself and for your age. Don't feel bad. She tried and she told me everything. It lifted my spirit. But somebody telling you and you not believing it, or you not telling yourself that thing, those are two different things. Do you understand? So if somebody tells you something and you don't believe it, or you're not listening to it, it's still going to affect you. And that's what happened to me. I was still really sad. I couldn't sleep. I had a lot on my mind. I had a lot of things to do. Work was there. I had a lot of deliveries and deliverables, and I could not just concentrate. So sleeping was hard for me. At some point, I had to start looking for music. Very funny. I had to start looking for music on Apple Music to make me sleep, just to make me sleep. Do you guys understand? And this was just, this is what overthinking does to you. It deprives you of sleep. I mean, a lot of people go through this, but you will never appreciate how much sleep you can get. You never appreciate sleep until you're actually deprived of it. So the fact that you can sleep, be grateful for it. Do you understand? If you're feeling that way and you can't sleep, try as much as possible. Learn to train your thoughts. You can watch videos on YouTube on how to train your thoughts and take your mind off that particular thing at that moment. And this brings me to my last point. The third thing is, gift yourself something. Do something nice for yourself when you're feeling that way. If it's to go out, if you're thinking, oh, I don't have as much money, even if it's 1,000 naira that you have, go out and buy yourself ice cream, something sweet, something yummy, a pack of biscuits that you love, your favorite biscuits. Spoil yourself for that moment. Take your mind off it. Like I said, be grateful for the things that you've achieved. Now you need to gift yourself for it. Appreciate yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. Take yourself out. Do you understand? If it's to chill with friends, if that's what's going to take your mind off it, then go out and chill with your friends. But you cannot remain in that situation. You need to move from it. You need to, yes, you need to feel sad, you need to cry, you need to mope around, but eventually, you need to feel sad. Whatever it is you need to do, do it, but move on from it. That's the most important thing. Nothing is achieved by you being sad and staying in that position. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please drop a comment in the comment section if you've enjoyed this video. I will definitely respond to your comments. If there's anything you want to talk about or you want me to address, then leave a comment in the comment section and I'll definitely address this. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be bringing more videos like this to encourage you, to let you know that it's totally fine. And there's so many things you'll be going through that you might be confused about. Let's discuss it. Drop a comment in the comment section. I will discuss it with you and let's see how we can make you feel better. Let's see how we can all grow together. I don't have it all figured out, but I'm working through the process. I'm letting you guys know the things that I've done that make me feel better or that made me better in whatever way that I had issues with. So please drop a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel. I promise to bring you more content like this that would impact you. Also share this video because you do not know who this video is going to touch, and somebody might need to be saved tonight or this afternoon or this morning. So please share this video to your friends. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you in my next video. Deuces.